is what we were using in the 1960s to describe these colonial economies. Now this enclave economy by 1961 was covering only 9% of the homesteads, the ones making some money. 91% were people who were okora ekida kyonka, working only for the stomach. In Luo, they say, teach me each keken. In our other dialects, I may mix it up, but working only for the stomach. And that's where poverty was. Now, in 1971, when Amin came into government, because he didn't know what he was doing, he collapsed the small island of the 3 C's and 3 T's. By the time we got rid of him, 1979, cotton had collapsed, copper had collapsed, tea had collapsed, and so had tourism. It was only tobacco and coffee that were still limping on. That's why the situation of the people was very bad. There were shortages of everything. No soap, no salt, no sodas, no beers. Our beer drinkers, and some beer from Congo. There was no beer here. Therefore, what is in this booklet is what the NRM has achieved. When we came in, we knew exactly what to do. And that's why the economy of Uganda has recovered. And as I speak today, we have gone through 5 phases. Phase number 1 was minimum economic recovery, where we brought back some of the seeds, we brought back cotton, we brought back coffee was there. We brought back tourism, and we brought back tea. Some of the seeds and the teas came back. But we also defeated magendo, smuggling, Chibanda, foreign currency black market, Oksamura, speculation. And we called that the phase of minimum economic recovery. Then phase 2 has been the expansion of the small island. Produce more coffee, produce more tea, more tourism. Copper, we are now bringing it back, and we are going to produce it in a better way. That was the second phase, expansion. Third phase is diversification. In the colonial times, there was incredible blindness or carelessness. We used to be told that cash crops were only coffee, cotton, tea, and cocoa in West Africa. Then we would say, how about bananas? How about maize? How about milk? How about beef? How about cassava? How about fruits? Why are they not cash? And we'll be told, no, those are not cash crops or cash products. They are only for eating at home. But of course, we didn't believe this. You can imagine me from Ntungamo. I used to see in the shops tinned milk from New Zealand being sold in the shops in Ntungamo. And yet I was a milk producer just 2 miles away from the trading center. But my milk, my father's milk, was not being sold in the trading centers. So when we came, we diversified the economy. We said everything that is needed nationally, regionally, internationally is a cash product, provided it is profitable. That's how we have made maize a very big cash crop. Sugarcane is a big cash product. Cassava is becoming a very big cash product. Milk, beef, bananas, fruits, vegetables, all those are cash products. So therefore, the third phase is diversification. The fourth phase is value addition. Because one big loss was to sell raw materials. This shirt I'm putting on, and what one of the shirts you are putting on, are from Ugandan cotton. Certainly mine is. It is produced by fine spinners. When you sell unprocessed, semi-processed cotton, you may get $1 per kilo. But if you convert that kilo into shirts, first of all, 1 kilo will give you 4 shirts. And the total value will be about $15. So when you sell lint cotton, you get only $1, but when you process it to where I am now with the shirt, you get $15. A difference of $14. But also the jobs which are created. The spinning job, the weaving job, the printing job, the tailoring job, all those are lost if you sell raw material cotton. So that is the fourth phase. I don't know whether they can show you some of the factories of value addition, like the one of fine spinners, the ones making textiles or nightwear. Show them to us if you have them on the screen. You can see, freeze it there. You can see those factories, they are making cloth. I think those are making jeans, which used to be imported from outside. They are now made here. You can see. This is phase 4. value addition. You can show the shoe factories, if you have them, or the ones done by our youth in the skilling hubs. Freeze those shoes. All those are products which we used to import from outside. And yet they are from our raw materials. You can imagine the cattle keepers and goat herders who have got a lot of leather, who are importing shoes from outside, importing furniture from outside, importing those metallic doors from outside. You can see not only the big factories, but even our small young people are doing them now. So that is phase 4 in our recovery and transformation. Phase 5 is the knowledge economy, the economy of the brain and the skills of the hand. And the best example are the vehicles which your people are now making here. The Kira electric vehicles which are being made by your people. Let them show them to you. Those buses and the other vehicles are being fabricated by your own people here in Uganda. Now, these are the 5 phases we have either covered or entered. Now, because of this, the economy has grown in size from $3.9 billion to about $66 billion now by the foreign exchange method. By the PPP method, purchasing power parity method, 188 billion. If you take the exchange rate methods, the economy has expanded 17 times. This is where we are. That's why now we are saying now we need to enter a new phase. And this is what the main point in this booklet. It says time for the qualitative leap forward. Want the economy to change completely, to become from 66 billion to 500 billion in the next few years. We are now a lower middle income country. We are targeting becoming a high middle income country. of $500 billion in the next few years. And why do we say this? We say this because much of the 66 billion is raw materials. If we add value to even what we have now, we are going to hit that mark. Because take all our 10 million tons of bananas, they are mainly raw material. Much of the maize is still raw material. The cassava, all those products are mainly being used as raw materials. So therefore, the next phase which you are now supported us to push forward is to make this jump from lower middle income to upper middle income, to move towards becoming a modern society. A modern society means that you depend more on the products of the brain and the skills of the hand rather than the muscles. Instead of using hoes, we should shift to using tractors. Instead of our daughters going to the well to collect water, the water should be brought by the pipes, not our girls to be the pipes. Instead of our girls blowing okutrira, firewood in the fire, we need to use electricity, and so on, become a modern society. But in order to do that, we need to understand 7 words, which normally confuse people. Word number 1, peace. Edembe, obusinge, kuch. This is very important. And we should not allow anybody to disturb our peace. If you see anybody disturbing our peace, please tell him clearly, don't disturb our peace. Even in these elections, which we are having, don't allow people who create friction by doing wrong things. Tell them openly, don't disturb us. We want peace. And peace is based on amazima, on the truth. Ada. NRM has been able to keep peace here for the last 40 years. This may be the first time in the last 600 years when we have had peace in this area continuously for so long. Otherwise, in the pre-colonial times, there was always wars among the tribes, except in the time of the Bachwezi, 900 AD to 1400. That's when we had some peace in the whole area. Otherwise, during the time of the kings, we had wars, and during even the time of the British, the area was never pacified. So we have been able to bring peace because of our politics of unity. I am glad your dance group here was able to show that. We don't believe in the politics of identity, we believe in the politics of interest. So that is the one word I want you to have in your mind. Peace. Second word is development. Development means mainly enkulakulana, entunguka, donglobo, apol in the different languages, meaning infrastructure and other common things, other enablers. You can see some of the roads, they can show them there, which have been built from east to west, south to north. And we are going to continue, and even repairing the roads which have started going bad. Show us some of those roads, the new ones. You can see those roads. And we are now working on the railway, electricity, and so on. Now, but the big mistake, which you people need to be careful about, is that you spend most of the time talking about those roads and so on. Yes, those roads are very important. A tarmac road is good. A hospital is good. A school is good. It serves all of us. But at night, you don't sleep on the road. You don't sleep in the hospital. You don't sleep in the school. You go back to your own house. And when you go back to your house, you confront the problems of your house. Poverty, lack of food, lack of jobs. So therefore, we are saying that you people, our Basoga people, summarized it well for us. They said, Akange kasinga akeife. Abasoga webakoba. Akange kakira akeife. Mine is better than ours. And the ours is the third word, wealth. Those words, I want you to separate them. Development is ours, wealth is mine. Personal, family, company. Now, many people get confused on this. And the wealth is found in 4 sectors. Commercial agriculture is one of them. Manufacturing is another sector. Services, border, hotels, tourism, music, entertainment. That is another sector. The 4th sector is ICT. So therefore, you the leaders, and I'm glad I'm talking to the new leaders, many of them young people, I want you to be clear about this. If you do that, things will be very easy for the whole country, but even for you as a leader. Obwavu, ogobo obwavu, chan, obworo, from the homes. There are a few families, some families which have listened to our message. I'm very much happy with some of the young people, like the boy called Ijara of Serere. You see what he's doing.
Hello. My name is Joseph Jala. I am the proprietor of Taifa Farm, which is located in Serere in a place called Kakusi, where we are. And in Taifa we have dairy, poultry, and we also make laundry bar soap. But we also have the value addition aspect of the farm, where we produce yogurt and pack it, tin it for the market. This project started 11 years ago after an inspiration from His Excellency, the President of Uganda, when he had come here and he was teaching people about the 4-acre model. He was having a rally in Soroti, and that time I was working as a taxi driver. He was doing that master business in Soroti. So when I heard this, when I heard he was around, I crossed to go and listen to his story. And he was talking about a 4-acre model, how to improve household income. So when I came back, I was fired because I delayed there and the taxi came through. And the guy said, you go and eat those words that you had. But I had already this land, 2.5 acres, but I also had local chicken here. But after hearing that, I got inspired to put more effort on raising this chicken. So I raised the chicken to the tune of about 100 of them. Then I got a small incubator. That was about 4 eggs. So I used that incubator for multiplying my local chicken farm. Eventually, I was having 1,500 local chicken around. And I was very famous for local chicken. So, but then local chicken were not answering my day-to-day needs. So I decided to translate it to layers. In Taifa Farm, we have 10,000 layers, which give me about 310 trays per day. And each tray goes at a price of 10,500. So approximately 3 million, about 3 million shillings a day from the eggs that we get. Of course, it varies depending on the cost of the feeding, but at least a half goes for management, a half goes to our pocket as Taifa. So after selling the layers, that money, I invested it on dairy. I started dairy with 4 cows. But you know, I have multiplied very fast because I'm using AI. I have my own semen bank here.
Now
so I do it.
You can see Ijara used 2.5 acres for poultry and for cows, for dairy. You heard that every day from eggs alone, he earns 3 million shillings gross. Altogether, Ijara earns 1.4 billion shillings gross, and net 608 million net in a year, using 2.5 acres. You have got other people like Nyakana of Ruengaju near Fort Portal. From 1.3 acres, he earns 1 billion gross and 183 million net annually from eggs and milk. Byamukama of Chikwaya earns 1.3 billion gross and 60 million net from eggs and milk and coffee and so on. There are people like Kizisto of Masaka who earn 15 million in a year. There is Basangwa of Kamuli earning some good money. You get people like Kachuro of Bundubujo earning 56 million from cocoa and so on. So there are people who have listened to the message of the NRM, and they are doing very well. And when in commercial agriculture, sector 1, we identified 7 activities. Coffee, 1 acre, fruits, 1 acre, dairy, for pasture for dairy, 1 acre, 1 acre for food for the family. Then in the backyard, those pigs and poultry for eggs. And in the wetlands, fish farming. The wetlands are being misused, and we are underutilizing the terrestrial or lukalu, underutilizing the lukalu and misusing the wetlands. How? By growing rice in the wetlands, we dry the swamps, but get little money. But by drying the swamps, we deprive the lukalu.
Amanya gange nganzo mbaka wa president president we yansindika wano mu 2022 nasanga na project eno task yange yasooka nengamba president ayogera nnyo project eno naye ekiri wansi twajja najjano ngaawo wonna waliwo omuceere twatulanga abakulembeze netugamba tulina okukyusa ekifo kino ekigendera kyakyo nti kitudde ku ekemu wenatula n'abalimu ne bagamba baali bajjamu ensawo mukaaga ez'omuceere emitwalo nga 21 wesanga nga eri emiliyoni 1 mu emitwalo 3
ndi mulimi w'ebyennyanja naali ebiseera ebyasingira obungi naali ndi mulimi wa muceere omusa naye ng'ekiseera kyemala omwiga omwo nga nimba omuceere kyali kiseera nga kiwanvu era nga n'amaani agenkozesa omwiga omwo gaali maani nga mangi nga ntwale abaana bange tufuduukira omwo n'omwami wange yantwala tufuduukira omunyera omwo naye nga tukozesa maani mangi n'obulamu wona nga tumalira mu mwiga omwo naye nga n'enfuna gye tufuna mu katono.
So you can see there my project in Remoto near Parisa. I do fish ponds at the edge of the swamp. Then the water comes back in the center of the swamp. When I do that, they earn very good money. My fish ponds in Kabare, Lango, Teso, I have got fish ponds which I have done on the presidential land farms. I get about 70 million per acre. You can hear that those people, we are getting 1.7 million from 1 acre. You spoil the swamp, you get little money. Me, I bring back the swamp, I get much more money, 70 million from 1 acre. And then you save water for irrigation, for the dry land. Let's see Dr. Muranga, what she has done in Bushenyi.
Plantation which you've had, we've already gone beyond 50 tons of yield per hectare per year. Matoke is one important part is water, but especially in the dry season. So here we are using irrigation, drip irrigation, as you can really see. using water, especially in the dry season. Drip irrigation, the advantage with it is that it sends water where it is required. TBD does not depend on national water. We make our own water, which we pump every day. 90% of the water is used for irrigation, and the other 10% is processed in the dry season. Drip irrigation, the advantage with it is that it sends water where it is required. TBD does not depend on national water. We make our own water, which we pump every day. 90% of the water is used for irrigation, and the other 10% is processed for use.
They harvest 5.3 tons. In other words, Dr. Muranga is harvesting 10 times more. So, with this agriculture, we must go for irrigation. And irrigation means we bring back the wetlands, use the miga, the edge of the swamp, the center comes back, water comes back, and we use it for irrigation. Now there, that's how we had selected the 7 activities. You will see them in the booklet here. Then the second area of wealth are the factories, which you saw there. Big ones and small ones. Then services, then ICT. Then we go to the fourth word, jobs. Jobs, emirimu. Where do jobs come from? Jobs come from wealth. You create wealth, personal wealth, family wealth, company wealth, government wealth, a parastatal. You produce a product or a good or a service, but you also create jobs. Let's see how some young people have created jobs. Show us Byamukama. Byamukama is a young member of parliament.
Farm. My name is Fred Byamukama. I'm a member of parliament of Oganga's West constituency, Kakubiro district. We are now at our 4-acre demonstration farm. The land we have here is approximately 4 acres. This is a farm we started 2 years back here, 2.5 years back. And on this farm, we have a half acre of pineapple. We have cows for zero grazing. We have 12 of them for zero grazing, 2 which are giving us milk. We have poultry, about 25,000 birds, but only 11,000 are giving us eggs. And we have 1 acre of grass. We have piggery, those are very many. And 1 acre of coffee mixed with banana. Where we are, this is the 4-acre model farm. I did this activity to teach my voters, lead by example, so that my voters can learn what measure the president tells the public. This is an initiative I learned from the president sometime back when he sent me to learn to Kaumu, to Kisozi. I copied what I copied, this is what I came up with. And you will see as we move over that side, this side, that's my 4-acre model farm. The house as well. You don't sleep here, but people sleep here, the house as well is seated on this 4-acre model farm. When you get like the half an acre of pineapple per harvest, you get about 4.5 million. When you get the cows per month, because there are 2 which are giving me milk, each one gives me 12 liters per day, we get about 1.4 per month. Because the breeds which we got at first were not giving good milk. But we have got some cows, which they tell us they are giving about 25 to 30 liters, and we know by the end of this year, they will have produced and we see. When you look at poultry, out of the 25,000 birds, it's only 11,000 giving me eggs. Others are soon giving me, and I get 302 trays per day minimally, because 11,000 birds are supposed to give me 366 trays. But because of the feeding method of deep litter, I don't get all the eggs. I get 302 trays per day minimally. When you look at the piggery, in a month, I can get about between 150 and 180 piglets. But those I don't sell, I give to my neighbors prayer. When you look at coffee, we haven't started harvesting, but generally coffee here, if you have harvested well, per acre you get between 15 million. But now the banana which is in coffee, we're already eating, and per month I may get like 40 bunches, I get some good. But majorly here, what is giving me money? They are the pineapples, the 4.5 million per harvest, and I harvest twice a year. You will see, even as now, there are those which I can harvest for my friends to take. Then the poultry, it gives me 302 trays. That's per day. Then I sell in a month, can get a net profit of 55 million. Because you get 108 million, but you can't get all that. You have to buy feeds, pay workers, pay electricity. You remain with 55 million net pay. The 1 acre for grass, it is feeding my 6 cows. I'm told by the agriculture people, I even have the balance to add more 2 cows. They tell me 1 acre can feed the 8 cows. Currently, I'm employing 26 people. Previously, I was employing 17.
That's the point I wanted to show. You can freeze it, freeze those workers there. Freeze the workers. You can see those workers. 26 of them who have just got jobs. They had 0 jobs, but when Biamkama woke up to create wealth, in the process he created jobs for those 26 people. Now there's one of our wealth creators called Nyakana. For him he uses 1.3 acres, and he has now created 15 jobs. So you can make a calculation. Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land. But even if for him he uses 1.3 acres, and he has now created 15 jobs. So you can make a calculation. Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land. But even if we were to use only 7 million, and we do like Nyakana did, and employ 15 people, we would create 105 million jobs. This is more than the whole population of Uganda, including the refugees. So the issue of jobs starts with the issue of wealth creation. If we don't create wealth, there is no way jobs will come. The government jobs, which people are killing.
With Momo, you have the power to become an investor and start earning some money daily on your phone. Dial star.
For a population of 46 million. But as I speak today, the factories have created more jobs than all the government jobs. In this book, commercial agriculture, 3.6 million jobs, factories, 1.4 million, services, 5 million already. The government jobs, only 480,000. So therefore, on this issue of jobs, we need to be clear. Now then, the fourth area of interest are services. Services not as a wealth, but as a consumer. I am a resident of Uganda, I am a citizen of Uganda, I want security, I want transport, I want health care. There, in the coming phase, I want you to concentrate on some areas. These are on page, I think, 28. And I want you to deal with the services of Wereza, which disturb people. First of all, health care, stealing medicine in the hospitals. That must be fought by you, the leaders. Then, on immunization is doing very well. Where there's a problem is curative, treating, but otherwise immunization is doing very well. Then you have education. We must insist on free education for our children. The good thing, you have got many government schools, 12,000 primary schools, and 1,000 something for government secondary schools. But the problem is that they charge money. When you read here, you will see the point I'm making. Then we have the roads. The roads must be good. The tarmac roads and the Maram roads must be well maintained. You, the leaders, must monitor this, especially the members of parliament. Where do the local governments put the 1.3 billion we give them for maintaining the Maram roads? Then, problem of crime. We should not allow the police to cover up crime. If the police cover up crime, expose them, and we'll get rid of them. We've got a lot of young people who want jobs. If the policemen who are there don't want to work, the ones who want to work are there. We don't have to beg these policemen. They must do their work fully. Then the problem of land grabbing. Fight land grabbers in your area. We've got a lot of young people who want jobs. If the policemen who are there don't want to work, the ones who want to work are there. We don't have to beg these policemen. They must do their work fully. Then the problem of land grabbing. Fight land grabbers in your area. If you do this, you'll find that people will be very happy with the NRM. Health care, free education, roads, crime, land grabbing, maybe also safe water. These are the ones I would like to emphasize under services. Then the issue of market. If you produce all these products, who will buy them? I'm glad the NRM has invited the fraternal parties from other countries of Africa. It's good that we understand the issue of market. You cannot succeed in production if somebody doesn't buy what you produce. The way we are standing now, we produce a lot of products. The internal market is not enough. If we do not have the regional market and the international market, we will not manage. So therefore, you need to politically understand the issue of market. And we work with our neighbors in Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, DRC. Yes, if we do integration for the unit of the market, so that we create a good atmosphere for our wealth creators. Now finally, the issue of strategic security. Yes, if we do integration, economic integration, we shall deal with the economy. But how about security? How can we be secure against all threats? Some of the actors in the world are talking of 4-dimensional superiority. that they want to be superior on land, be superior in the air, be superior at sea, be superior in space. On the moon, some people are on the moon, while we Africans, we are just here. They are looking at. The question is, even if Uganda becomes a modern country, can it manage to send a person to the moon? My answer is no. But that's why our predecessors, Mwalimu Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, Kaunda, Sekou Touré, Modibo Keita, Patrice Lumumba, Louis Rwagasore. That's why they were talking of the political federation of East Africa or those of West Africa. So when you read this speech, you will see the arguments for that federation, to engage our fraternal parties and struggle to unite our people politically, in addition to economically, so that we create a unit that can guarantee the future of the black race against all threats. If people are on the moon, we should also go there and see what's happening on the moon. But Uganda cannot do it alone. But East Africa can do it. So the question I normally ask people these days, why is the United States prosperous and nearby Latin America is in a bad situation? And yet Latin America has got more natural resources than USA. I think the answer is in the market. The founders of the United States created a good atmosphere for wealth creators to produce wealth and sell. In Latin America, the market is fragmented. I think this is their problem. That's why it is not easy to succeed business-wise in Latin America. So the question I ask you, Africans, is what are you building here in Africa? Are you building a United States of Africa in Africa, or a Latin America in Africa? If your answer is you are building a Latin America, but I want to give you advice. The people will love you. But when you change, the leaders who kuchenura, this is a Nyankore word which means solving the problems of the people which are solvable. The people will love you. But when you kuchenura, don't try to carry people on your head. Tewetika bantu. Kyetaaga okukulembera abantu si kubeetika. Don't carry the population under you on your head. Lead them. Show them what to do using government resources, not your own money. This is where corruption is coming from. People are looking for money to use in politics because they want to be the one to fund their followers. Don't fund. Show them the way to use PDM, to use Myoga, so that they get out of poverty. And fight corruption. Fight the ones who are stealing the money of Myoga. Fight the ones who are stealing the PDM. The people will love you. So with these few words, I open the national conference. Thank you so much.
NRM Museveni yes, yes, mzee wa kazi. Tubonga nawe mzee wa mzee atali mboko. NRM kwani mulimu kwa majanzo moko baby dongo. Oye jeno Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the leader of our revolution, and our brand new flag bearer for President of the Republic of Uganda 2026 and beyond. Your Excellency, we want to thank you so much for the wisdom. NRM mumulabye mzee akyali mboko.
Mzee akyali mboko.
Your Excellency, we want to thank you so much for the wisdom you have imparted in us, for the clarity of purpose, the depth of insight that has provided both guidance and inspiration as we move towards protecting the gains and taking a leap into the high middle income status. Your Excellency, I just want to inform the members that what is coming next is the Secretary General giving us his official report, but also after that, we are not going to
Abhebrayo kuminemwe. Arhoma mansi.